Sleep cycles, what are they? So babies and newborns and adults as well, we have what is called a sleep cycle. And this is a cycle of a sleep that includes REM sleep, rapid eye movement, and non-REM sleep. The non-REM sleep is the deep sleep, the deep restorative sleep, and the rapid eye movement, the REM one, is when we're consolidating our thoughts and memories and so on. So you will see a newborn sometimes they have their eyes open when they are in the sleep cycle, and you can see their eyes moving one side to the other, and that's because they are still asleep. Even though sometimes they look awake, they are asleep. They may even move their mouth because they have some muscles that activate during this sleep phase. So there is a sleep cycle and a sleep phase. The phases is whether it's a deep sleep or it's a non-deep sleep, and there is a lot more. So when they are they grow up more towards the 3 or 4 months of age, they start to develop the other two sleep cycles, other non-REM phases, and then they start to have a lot more light sleep. But newborns at the beginning, they have a lot of deep sleep. That's why there is the saying of sleeping like a newborn, because they go very, very, very quickly into very deep sleep. Sometimes quickly, sometimes not that quick actually. So a sleep cycle can be connected to another sleep cycle, and that's usually what happens with babies at night and with adults actually too. So that's why we sleep many hours and we connect them when we are in a deep sleep. But what happens during the day, and especially newborns, when they wake up after the sleep cycle, that tend to be, it could be from 30 minutes to 50 minutes every cycle, it depends. So when they wake from that cycle, they struggle to connect to another cycle, and that's why they have these short naps of 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, and the baby doesn't want to go to sleep again because it has had one cycle already and it's enough. And then they might be awake for another hour, an hour and a half, depending on the age, depending on the baby, and then go to another sleep cycle. And at night, those cycles, they get linked to each other, so they have a longer window of being asleep. And during the day, they tend to have them shorter. It's always, again, depending on the baby. Some babies, they have very long naps during the day, and they hardly are awake during the day. But most babies, they have shorter naps during the day. So what happens as well with newborns is that babies, they not develop enough to produce the hormone called melatonin. I'm sure you heard of melatonin, which is a hormone that triggers sleep, that makes us feel tired and dreary to go into sleep. Newborns, they don't produce it. They start producing it about when they become around 3 months of age. So before that, we can help them by making the room dark at night and putting lots of light and lots of noises during the day. So baby understands that during the day is daytime and during the night is nighttime. So during the day, it's okay to be awake more often and to have periods of being awake. And hopefully during the night, baby doesn't wake and stays asleep. So it's good to promote a lot of feeding during the day, every 2 hours, 3 hours, an hour and a half, whenever the baby wants it, and just feed your baby as much as he wants during the day. And then hopefully by the night, the babies gain quite a lot of calories, so doesn't wake so often, and also stays asleep because he's been accumulating tiredness during the day and sleeps more during the night. The other hormone that takes place is cortisol, and I'm sure you heard about that as well. Is the fight or flight mode, the hormone that we produce when we are more alert, when we are more active. So babies, if they get overtired, they produce this hormone cortisol, and that doesn't make it easier for them to fall asleep, because that they feel agitated, and that's why they can't sleep. So melatonin is a hormone that induces sleep, and cortisol is the one that prevents it by making us being alert. Naturally, this hormone, the cortisol, it's more it has a higher amount. We all have higher amount during the morning when we wake up, and that helps us wake up and start with the day. And at night, when the sun goes down, then the melatonin hormone is the one that takes place, and we start to feel tired for bedtime.